Welcome to Renews, where we bring you renewable energy news on a weekly basis. This is a breaking news from Germany. The government of the Federal Republic of Germany has updated its Climate Protection Act as of 2020. Corporates in Germany will be more and more exposed to an increasing regulatory pressure. The pressure to become climate neutral is also increasing for private households. Berlin. The German government has announced updates to the old Climate Protection Act from 2020. Under the new regulation, the German greenhouse gas emissions must be reduced by 65% until 2030, instead of the originally planned 55% related to the base year 1990. The Minister of Environmental Issues, Svenja Schulze, summarized the governmental efforts as follows. The Climate Protection Act is setting the level playing field for the next years and decades. In line with the European Taxonomy Directive, the new Climate Protection Act sets emission thresholds for defined industry sectors. The updated thresholds are shown here. Beside the reduction of 65% in 2030, the preliminary reduction target in 2040 amounts for 88% less GHG emissions compared to 1990. In the year 2020, Germany has even over-fulfilled its emission targets by a reduction of 8% beyond the originally scheduled reduction level, according to the Climate Protection Act. This is shown by the red dotted line around the year 2020. All industry sectors overperformed their target rates except the real estate sector. However, COVID-19 plays a crucial role when we look on these numbers, since we have seen various lockdowns during the year 2020 impacting emissions in various sectors like traffic or energy generation. By looking on the future rates per industry sector, especially the energy generation sector has the most aggressive reduction rates, while the agricultural sector is facing the lowest rates with a reduction of 36% until 2030 and 49% until 2040 compared to the base year respectively. But how the stepwise realization of German climate targets should be monitored? In its publication as of July 12, the federal government stated that a group of experts will start a monitoring process in 2022 and will provide a progress report every 2 years. In parallel to the governmental efforts, the ambitious formulated targets under the German Climate Protection Act are evaluated critically by some market participants. According to the German Association for Energy and Water, short BDEW, more than 1,500 new onshore wind turbines have to be installed annually until 2030 to fulfill the net zero target. A significant portion of this additional capacity will come from repowering potential, meaning older turbines from the late 90s and early 2000s will be replaced by modern technologies. However, the association also stated repowering potential cannot fully contribute to reach the German climate target. First and foremost, newly built power plants are necessary to reach that goal. Therefore, regulatory adjustments like the approval process for qualified sites are envisaged to be eased up according to a speaker of the federal government. The critical view of the BDEW is also confirmed by the president of the German Wind Association, Hermann Albers, who said in an interview with the German press agency dpa that the next government in charge has to act within the first 100 days. In this context, he stated that the current regulations came too late. He argued that more than 4 gigawatts of newly built renewable energy capacity has to be installed in 2022 and approximately 5 gigawatt in the year 2023. So the current developments imply that corporates in Germany will be more and more exposed to an increasing regulatory pressure. In line with the European Taxonomy Directive, the German efforts will set legally binding investment criteria for investors which are forwarding these requirements to the corporate sector accordingly. But beside the corporate level, the pressure to become climate neutral is also increasing for private households. The government coalition of the German state Baden-Württemberg has decided at Tuesday, July 13th, that every house which is newly built from the beginning of 2022 has to be equipped with a rooftop solar plant. Beside these regulations, participants in the German market for green electricity are additionally exposed to a risk of increasing power prices. The diagram shows the historic development of the German electricity price, with a price forecast based on future prices and a long-term price forecast provided by ThinkRe. The German electricity price has reached one of its historic heights of above 70 euro per megawatt hour in the last days. This growth is expected to continue due to the previously mentioned increase in certificate prices. So what does it mean in sum? On the one hand, corporates in Germany are facing ambitious emission thresholds which are already and will become legally binding. On the other hand, high energy prices are putting additional pressure on several business cases. That means corporates need to find alternative ways to decarbonize their business activities and should hedge themselves against rising power prices. Stay tuned for our weekly renewable energy news. Next week, my colleague Clara Franken will give you insights on last month's biggest power purchase agreements in Europe in our PPA market section. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel called ThinkRe to stay up to date with our weekly news. We also have a newsletter to which you can subscribe for deeper insights on the renewable energy developments. You can find the link in the description below the video. We are also active on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. So we wish you an electrifying day. Stay tuned.